was asked to say some divrei chizuk regarding Talmud Torah. I don't know if this is a weekly thing. I assume. Okay. And I'm not sure exactly how much time it's supposed to be, but I'll try not to speak for too long. So Chazal derive from the Psukim that before embarking towards the house of Lavan, Yaakov Avinu learned b'yeshivat Shem Be'ever for 14 years, from age 63 until he was age 77. So why was this necessary? So that he was not punished, we're told, for violating Kibbud Abeim. He had been told by his mother only to go away liyamim achadim, so in order to escape his brother's wrath and also to find the shidduch. So he wasn't punished for the 14 years that he tarried in Yeshivat Shem Be'ever. Rashi explains, long Rashi at the end of Parshas told us. So the answer why this was necessary for Yaakov to learn during this time in Yeshivat Shem Be'ever is that Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky explains in his Emes Yaakov, we need to understand what Yeshivat Shem Be'ever was all about. Yaakov had already learned with Avraham Avinu until age 15. He was 15 years old when Avraham Avinu died. And then afterwards he learned with Yitzchak. So why was it so necessary that at age 63 he has to spend another 14 years learning in yeshiva before he goes to the house of Laban? So the answer is that Shem Be'ever were individuals who were impervious to the pernicious influences of their generation. Whether it was a Dor HaMabel in the case of Shem or Dor HaPlogo in dealing with Aver, they knew how to insulate themselves from the surrounding evil in the environment around them and all of the wicked individuals that surrounded them. So that was the skill that Yaakov Avinu needed to pick up before he set out to the house of Lavan. It's like Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky explains being sent to the store by your father to do kibbud abeim, and your father says, I want you to buy dalan minim for sukkos. And then as you walk into the store, you realize that you haven't chazed the halachos. You're not going to necessarily know how to buy a kosher a lulav, a kosher esro, a kosher hadasim, and a ravos, and so forth. So you have to sit and you have to learn the halachos. It could take you a very long time to go through all of the Mishnah Berurahs. You might be sitting at the base medrash for a very long time, more than one day. Maybe you'll spend a few weeks there. But since you realize that you need to brush up on the halachos in order to fulfill kibbud abeim properly, so Yaakov Avinu also understood that in order to go and fulfill the mission of spending time in Lavan's house and remaining Yaakov Avinu, and when he's going to get married, to be in the right state to go into a marriage with somebody in that environment. So Yaakov had to first gird himself with the extra 14 years of learning these skills in the yeshiva to Shem Be'ever, and therefore the time that he spent over there was not considered to be a dereliction of his mitzvah of kibbud abeim, but adarabba was an actual fulfillment of the mitzvahs. There's an obvious message here in terms of the years that one needs to spend full-time or close to full-time in the base medrash before engaging and embarking into a world of confused and distorted values and knowing how to contend with and how to confront that world. But there's also a more fundamental message here about the nature of the mitzvah of Talmud Torah in general. We say every single morning, based on a Mishnah in Peah. Mishnah in Peah says, Eilu dvarim she'adam ocheh be'oseim ba'olam hazeh v'hakem kayem slo l'olam haba ve'eilu hein kibbud abeim is one of those mitzvahs where you get rewards this world and next world. Gemilas chasadim avar shalom min adam l'chaveiro. And we include in our formulation based on the Gemara in Shabbos and Daf Kov Kov Zayin, Ashkamas Beis Hamidrash, Shachris V'Avis, Biko Cholam, Achnasas Kala, B'Yas HaMesa, Iyun Tefillah. And then we say at the end, the Talmud Torah keneged kulam. Talmud Torah corresponds to all of these things. So what does that mean? Talmud Torah keneged kulam. So the Rambam in Hilchos Talmud Torah in Perek Gimel Halacha Gimel codifies this as follows, based on the Mishnah in Peah. The Mishnah tells us that this is the source of this ruling of the Rambam. The Rambam says, Ein lecha kol mitzvah b'chol mitzvahs kulan shishkula keneged Talmud Torah. There's no mitzvah which is on the same weight as the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. The Talmud Torah keneged kol mitzvahs kulan. The Talmud Torah corresponds to all of the other mitzvahs of the Torah. Shita Talmud maybe l'dei ma'aseh. Based on a Gemara in Kiddushin, tells us the Talmud is greater than Ma'aseh because the Talmud is maybe l'dei Ma'aseh. You learn Talmud Torah, you understand how to do mitzvahs properly. Lepikach, haTalmud kodem l'Ma'aseh b'chol makom. Therefore, Talmud Torah comes before Ma'aseh, comes before the mitzvahs in every single occasion, every single circumstance. So therefore, we see that on some level, the idea of Talmud Torah keneged kulam is that since the Talmud may be l'dei ma'aseh, you need Talmud Torah in order to know how to do all the different mitzvahs properly. So we speak about all of these different mitzvahs, whether we're talking about a kibbut avim, whether we're talking about gemilas chasadim, whether we're talking about bikkur cholim, we're talking about aknasas kala. If you want to know how to do the mitzvah, you can't just launch into doing the mitzvah. You need Talmud Torah keneged kulam. You need to first learn the Torah. You need to learn all of the halachas of how to do the mitzvah properly. Otherwise, you're not going to do it properly. Similar to the fellow in Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky's example who needed to go through all of Hilchos Daled Minim in order to fulfill the mandate of Kibbut Avim when he was sent into the store in order to buy the Daled Minim. But it also means, obviously, when we say that the Ein Lecha Mitzvah, Shekula Keneged B'chol Mitzvahs Kula and Shekula Keneged Talmud Torah, that Talmud Torah reigns supreme. So reigns supreme. So then you figure, so it's going to outweigh everything. But in the very next halacha, the Rambam seems to contradict himself. This is in Perek Gimel, halachas Gimel and Dalet. So the very next halacha, the Rambam says, Hayu lefanav asiyas mitzvahs Talmud Torah. If you have a choice, you have various mitzvahs in front of you, and you have Talmud Torah. Im efshel mitzvah leyasos yidei acherim lo yafsik mitzvahs Talmudo. If it's possible for the mitzvah to be done by somebody else, so then you don't interrupt your Talmud Torah. But if you're the only person who can possibly fulfill the mitzvah, so you know what you do? Yaseh mitzvah. So then you interrupt your Talmud Torah. You interrupt the Talmud Torah. But Yaksu the Talmud, then afterwards you go back to your Talmud Torah. So wonder what is going on over here. We would have thought that Talmud Torah is so great that it outweighs all of the other mitzvahs. Talmud Torah keneged kulam. That if I have another mitzvah, even if nobody else would be able to do the mitzvahs, I would still continue to learn Talmud Torah. Why don't we apply the principle of osek b'mitzvah patum in a mitzvah? The Rambam himself in Hilchos Sukkah, when he speaks about shluchei mitzvah traveling on sukkahs, he says that they're patur from the sukkah. They don't have to sit in the sukkah. But mitzvah of sukkah is a mitzvah I can't delegate to somebody else. I can't say to somebody else, "Oh, you sit in the sukkah for me." That doesn't work. It's a mitzvah sheyev shalei sayidei acherim. Nonetheless, the Rambam says, based on the principle of osek mitzvah patum in a mitzvah, if I have shluchei mitzvah, they don't have to fulfill the mitzvah altogether. So why is it that we have less of a standard with respect to Talmud Torah, which is keneged kulam, that we say if it's a mitzvah sheyev shalei sayidei acherim, so then you are obligated to interrupt your Talmud Torah. So the Meiri in Moed Katan and Daf Tesam and Beis says that guess what? Talmud Torah is not subject to the normal rules of osek mitzvah patum min mitzvah. Since we said that the whole point of Talmud Torah is that it's so great because the Talmud may be l'dei ma'aseh, so therefore the purpose of Talmud Torah is in order to bring l'dei ma'aseh. If it's not going to bring it to l'dei ma'aseh because the mitzvah is not going to be fulfilled based on your Talmud Torah, so then that's not the purpose of the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. That defeats the entire purpose of the enterprise, and therefore Talmud Torah is an exception. We don't say the principle of osek mitzvah patum in a mitzvah with respect to Talmud Torah. If it's a mitzvah that would not otherwise be able to be fulfilled by somebody else, so you absolutely would be obligated to stop and your performance of Talmud Torah in order to fulfill the mitzvah. But the Rambam himself seems to contradict this principle because the Rambam in Hilchos Ishus in Perek Tesvav Halacha Daled, when it comes to the mitzvah of getting married, so he says, so a person should really start getting married when he's 17, meaning in his 18th year. And if he's not married by 20, so then he was mevatel the mitzvah essay. But there's one caveat, says the Rambam. The caveat is as follows: if he's very involved in the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, the person is fearful of getting married. This is always a question in yeshiva. At what point in time should you start dating? At what point in time should you get married, right? So he says the person's afraid to get married. So you shouldn't have the responsibilities of having to support a wife, having to support a family already. Be a batam in the Torah, and then he's not going to learn for Torah properly. So then the person's allowed to put off. He's allowed to put off for getting married. Because osek mitzvah is patam in a mitzvah. V'kol shekain v'talmud Torah. My goodness, says the Rambam. With respect to a regular mitzvah, we say osek mitzvah patam in a mitzvah. Certainly, how much more so we should say this with respect to Talmud Torah. So the Netziv already asked the kasha in the Meishi Dov in the Pelik Beis siman nun gimel. He asked the kasha, what do you mean kol shekain? Kol shekain when it comes to Talmud Torah? No, Talmud Torah is in the opposite direction. It's not a kol shekain. In Talmud Torah, we just got through explaining that we don't say the principle of osek mitzvah patum in mitzvah. So what does the Rambam say? The kol shekain. How much more so when it comes to Talmud Torah? So Rav Reiss has a teretz in his Kovetz Ha'aretz to Maseches Yevamos. So he also asked the same kasha, and he explains, no, you have to understand. The reason why we don't say osek mitzvah patum in mitzvah with respect to Talmud Torah is because when there is something else that needs to be done, whether I'm talking about a mitzvah which is a mitzvah that can't be done by somebody else, or for that matter, not a mitzvah at all. When it comes to eating, I have to eat a meal, or I have to go to sleep, I have to brush my teeth, or I have to go to work in order to earn a living. So then the mitzvah Talmud Torah doesn't apply during that period of time at all. It's not a question of that I'm stopping one mitzvah in order to perform a mitzvah. No, the mitzvah doesn't apply during that period of time. When does Talmud Torah apply? All the time. When I don't have something else to do. When I am panoi ubatel me'atzias etzachav, when I do not have any other compelling bodily need, or I don't need to be at work or anything else, so then I have a mitzvah of Talmud Torah all the time. And when the mitzvah of Talmud Torah does apply, because there's nothing else that is absolutely compelling for me to do at that moment in time, so then it's not nidcha at all. It is a super principle. It is subject to an even greater amount of priority than the principles of osek, mitzvah, patum, and mitzvah. Some exceptions, efshel l'kayim shneim, you're not really osek, that we shouldn't talk about. But when it comes to Talmud Torah, when Talmud Torah is applicable, it's 100% applicable. There is no exemption whatsoever. So this is why we understand what the Rambam said in connection with the mitzvah of getting married. Mitzvah of getting married, if it would be a mitzvah that would kick in right away, so everybody would have to get married at the age of 13. Why don't we have a mitzvah of getting married at the age of 13? So the Beis Shmuel explains at the very beginning of Eben Ezer, in Siman Aleph of Eben Ezer, Sifkat and Gimel, he explains because you need to have a good chunk of Talmud Torah under your belt, so you'll know how to perform the mitzvah of marriage properly. So you'll be able to be a proper husband, to be able to be a proper father. You have to learn Torah before you're going to get married. And therefore, sometimes this takes some more time, even after you reach the age of 18, even after you reach the age of 20, you need to kick in some more preparation. Like the Shulchan Aruch Harav says, that even when the Rambam spoke about if there's a mitzvah she'ef shalayosos ayidechem, so then you do the mitzvah, but what does it say afterwards? What did the Rambam say afterwards? Anyone remember? He said, you got to go back to your learning. So if you're not in a sufficient state of preparation that you're going to launch into an enterprise in your life where you don't have the equipment, you don't have the necessary preparation, that you're definitely going to be yaksa limudo. So then you have to spend more time learning and preparing yourself before you can get married, before you can perform that mitzvah. So the kol shekain in the Rambam, when he says for kol shekain Talmud Torah, he says that if there is some reason why this mitzvah is not going to be applicable yet, in this particular case, marriage, it's not going to be applicable yet for this person because he's not going to be able to properly engage in v'yaksu limudo, going back to learning Torah. So then you're on the level where it is an absolute requirement for you to learn Torah because you don't have anything else that you need to do right now at this moment in time, and that's the kol shekain. It's not just a mitzvah, it's not just the principle of osek, mitzvah, patum, and mitzvah. Since the mitzvah Talmud Torah is still applicable, there'll be no exemption whatsoever. So that's the idea of the kol shekain. Not that kol shekain, osek, mitzvah applies to Talmud Torah, but kol shekain that this is even more than the exemption of osek, mitzvah, patum, and mitzvah. But there's another consideration that I just want to know, which is, as pointed out by Rav Moshe Feinstein in his Darash Moshe in Parshas Truma. This is the first edition of the Darash Moshe. If you bought out Darash Moshe today, you wouldn't find this Dvar Torah. I don't know why that is. You can still find it in Notes of a Chachma, but you can't find it in the Darash Moshe you buy in the store today. But in the original edition of the Darash Moshe in Parshas Truma, so he said a Dvar Torah in which he quoted the Shita of Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani and the Gemara Menachos and the Tzadi Tesam Beis, where we have a discussion amongst the various Tanaim, Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, Rabbi Yishmael, about the nature and the scope of the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. And he says, Regisa bar Yom V'Layla, that the mitzvah of delving in Torah day and night, lo chova v'lo mitzvah. It is eno lo chova v'lo mitzvah. It's something which is not an absolute obligation, not a mitzvah, ela bracha. It's something which is a blessing. What does that mean? It's a blessing because this is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Yehoshua ben Nun. He thought about Yehoshua ben Nun, about whom this pasuk is stated, that Lo Yamash Mitocha Oil, that he loved Torah so much. He had such a thirst. He had such an affection for Talmud Torah that he wouldn't leave the tent of the learning at any moment in time. So Amalo Kadosh Baruch Hu, Kol Kach Havivin Alecha Divrei Torah. This is from the Gemara. So Kadosh Baruch Hu said, I see Yehoshua, that you love. It's so cherished to you, the Divrei Torah, Talmud Torah. So therefore, I'm going to say to you, as far as you're concerned, I'm going to give you an extra dose of obligation of Talmud Torah. As far as you're concerned, lo yamush sefer Torah zeh mipicha, your mitzvah obligation is going to be even stronger. In other words, explains to Moshe, it's all based upon the bracha. The amount of bracha that you find in Talmud Torah is going to increase the amount of your obligation. The greater the obligation you have, so the greater your reward is going to be, because you'll be a mitzvah v'yomed in terms of having a greater obligation. Some people only have the obligation to learn a little bit during the day and a little bit at night because they don't have a thirst to learn more. But the more of a thirst you have, the greater your obligation. And therefore, says Rav Moshe, and this is a very striking line, he says, "V'lachen kol echad yishtadel." Every single person has to make an effort, lilmo b'cheshek gadol, to learn with a tremendous amount of enthusiasm, uva'avas haTorah v'Hashem yisbarach, and with a great love for Torah and for Kodesh Baruch Hu, because the more that you love the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, the more you're going to be commanded in the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. This may be an explanation for the Maimar Chazal that we're all familiar with. It says, you should learn even if it's not with great intention and with a great desire, because it will eventually come for you to learn with the proper motivations, because the hishtadlus, to find the cheshek, the hishtadlus, when you're learning and you're not enjoying it that much, but that the cheshek, that the love and the affection of Talmud Torah will come to you, so that will result in a higher level of chiyuv, so you will be a gadol ha-mitzvah v'yoseh, yotem mishe'enu mitzvah v'yoseh, the more that you have the cheshek. That's what we say in the bracha. When we say the bracha for Talmud Torah every single morning, what do we say? We say, Hashek l'shalom tzusam v'tzivanu lasok v'divrei Torah. Lasok is an asik. It's hard work. So you're not necessarily going to enjoy it at first. But then, the more that you're osek b'Torah, the more it will be. Then it's going to become loved, more beloved to you. And the way it becomes more beloved to you, so then, the more it's going to be lishma, and the greater your chiyuv is going to be. This could also explain with the lashon of the Rambam, who says in Hilchos Talmud Torah Paragimel, a couple of halachos later than the halachos that we quote, halacha hey, he says that that the more Torah that you learn, the more schar you're going to get. And the schar is according to the amount of difficulty, the amount of distress that you put into the enterprise. So one pshat in this Rambam may be that although the Rambam writes that the shear for mitzvahs Talmud Torah is to be kovei zman b'yom v'layla, to simply set aside sometime in the morning and the night. Nonetheless, if somebody puts in the tsar, like what Moshe said, that a person is mishtadel, that they work very, very hard in order to receive that extra cheshek, that they'll be so immersed in Torah to Talmud Torah that the love will come to them of Talmud Torah, then one will eventually have hebesa schar, hebesa Torah, hebesa schar, because they will have more of a chiyuv of Talmud Torah, because they'll have more of a bracha, a feeling that desire, a feeling that tremendous enthusiasm, that tremendous cheshek, that the tremendous thirst for Talmud Torah, that will increase their chiyuv, and once that increases their chiyuv, that's also going to increase the schar, the reward that they're going to receive for Talmud Torah. So accordingly, this is another very important reason to maximize one's hours and one's years here in the Beis Medrash, and one's hasmada in the Beis Medrash, and the hard work and toil that you put into your Talmud Torah, not only as a preparation for the performance of mitzvahs, to know the Hilchos Dal and Minim, and to perform Kibbud Avim properly, and to ready oneself for marriage in order to guarantee v'yachso limudo, when you actually go out in the world and you get married and start building a family, and to learn how to navigate the world around us, b'kedusha v'tara, like Yaakov Avinu, but also to increase one's cheshek, to increase one's desire for Talmud Torah, and therefore one's share of obligation in Talmud Torah, which will ultimately also increase your schar in a Talmud Torah as a mitzvah ve'oseh, both ba'olam hazeh and ba'olam haba. Wish everybody hatzlacha rab in all of your learning.